So today is day one of me doing my series of cooking for two. So hello and welcome if you're new here. My name is Drew. This is my family channel with me and my husband. We also have 3 golden doodles. And I wanted to create a series of newlyweds cooking for two, whether or not you're a newlywed or you just moved out and you're all on your own and you want to cook, but you're so used to overcooking and cooking for a larger family. Well, here you go. I'm going to start cooking and showing you guys how to cook for two. Now, this meal also is going to be a little bit of a leftover meal because this pie is very big and 2 people can't finish this in one meal, but it's also going to be leftovers. And I also want to do with this series a how to eat leftovers and turn it into something else. So like if we made chili, I want to make chili stuffed bell peppers, but that's going to be later this week. So this recipe isn't really going to be one that I turn into a leftover video, but I am making chili later this week and I have a lot of fun recipes to go with my chili recipe. So with further ado, let's get right into today's video. So I am making a simple, easy, homemade chicken pot pie. I'm calling it homemade because I feel like even though this is, pre-made, if you went to the kitchen and you cooked and you made something for your family, girl, it is homemade. I don't care what anybody says. So I got this Pillsbury pie crust deep dish. I have some avocado oil. You're gonna need 1 can of cream of chicken with herb soup. You're gonna need a thing of croissants. I got these. You're gonna need an onion, garlic, mixed vegetables, and some chicken breast. Hey y'all, so I started off this recipe with boiling up some water for our chicken breast. So personally, I prefer to use chicken breast because it's honestly cheaper in the end. If you buy a big old pack of chicken breast, you can use those chicken breasts for multiple different recipes. So there's a little hack there, but you can most definitely use a rotisserie chicken, shred it up, and make this recipe even more faster and easier. So I first started off by putting some water into my bowl, or my pot, and you can't really tell, but it was kind of halfway full. And then I put it on high heat and I seasoned this water a lot because honestly this chicken is going to soak up all this flavor. So I did some chicken bouillon. This is my favorite seasoning. I literally put it in everything and I did that very generously. And then I did this Flavor God Cajun Lovers. I'm new to using this and I'm honestly really obsessed with it. I really like it. It's not even very spicy. And then I went ahead and added in some onion seasoning. So the difference between your fine ground onion and your regular granulated onion is 2 different things. The granulated is good, but the fine ground one, it is so stinking good. It literally tastes like a legit onion. And then I put a few garlic cloves in this, which in the end made it absolutely amazing. When I went ahead and shredded up the chicken, some of the garlic was in the chicken. It shredded it up and it gave this pie the best flavor. So as you can tell, my seasoned water is very seasoned. So I went ahead and put the chicken breast in there, and then I'm going to chop up this onion. I'm very curious to find out how other people chop up onions. This is how my dad showed me how to do it. Well, honestly, he showed me a different way, and I'm hard-headed, and I did it my own way. So let me know down below how you chop up an onion. So I just took off the outer layer. I feel like the outer layer is kind of yuck anyways. So I took that part off, and then I go down the middle and I just make little half circles or half rainbows, or basically a rainbow out of them. And then I turn them over like that, and then I finally chop them up like that. Those are kind of big pieces now that I'm looking at it from this angle, but in the end, it actually tastes pretty stinking good. And also, you guys, this is my first time using my voiceover mic, so let me know what you guys think. Does it sound good? Do you like it? I'm honestly feeling like I'm out of breath and gonna run out of things to talk about because I'm just really nervous right now, and I don't know why I'm so nervous to use this microphone. I guess it makes it feel more legit. I don't know. But I ended up using the whole onion. I am an onion garlic queen. I could literally eat raw onion and garlic all day. I'm weird, I know. But I try to sometimes use half because Gabe doesn't prefer it, but this onion was really small and I felt like I needed to use the whole one. So I did, and honestly I'm really glad that I did because it gave it such good flavor like you guys don't even know. And like I said, I'm super garlic obsessed, and usually I take my garlic press or my garlic chopper and chop it up, but today I wanted to roughly chop it up because then that way if somebody doesn't want to eat the garlic, they can take it out and not, you know, pick around it and not eat it. I did end up giving this rest of the pie to Gabe's mom and dad and siblings. They really liked it. They said it was really, really good, which made me feel really good. But we do give them a lot of our leftovers just because, like, we try to eat leftovers, but we won't. And I was really proud of the way this came out. So I wanted to share it with the world, even though I was going to try to do like a whole leftover series on this, like I said in the beginning of this video. But I was just so proud of myself, and it ended up tasting so good that I had to share it with the world. And I'm sorry, you guys, but that's just the truth. So I went ahead and put the heat onto this pan. This pan looks dirty, but I promise you it's clean. It's just been very well loved and used. Also, I really love these pans from Sam's Club. They're like my legit fave. They're beautiful. But I just took some avocado oil and I'm putting in my onion and garlic into the pan. I have it on a high heat because I wanted it to get kind of crispy. So I wanted that like charred oniony flavor inside of this pot pie, and y'all, it was spot on. So I kind of let that sizzle up a little bit, and then I turned the heat down. But I seasoned it up with some Cavender's seasoning. This is a Greek seasoning, and it's one of my favorite things to use in the kitchen. The flavor of this stuff is just spot on, so good. And then I also used Trader Joe's Green Goddess seasoning. This Green Goddess seasoning is just the perfect flavor. It's not really a ranch flavor. It's more of like an oniony, garlicky, fresh herby flavor, and I really love it. It mixes very well with this Cavender's, and I heavily seasoned these onions because I wanted that seasoning to kind of crisp up with the onions. And so when I add in the frozen vegetables, it will kind of all come together and create this amazing flavor, which in the end it really, really did. And I was honestly really proud of myself for this recipe. Even though this was a simple recipe, it turned out just how I wanted it to, so it just made me feel so happy. So here it is, the onions. They are So personally, I am a chicken thigh queen. I love to eat chicken thighs. I cook with chicken thighs. And so as you can tell, the chicken got fully cooked and it was boiling for a good while. I don't know for how long I was doing it for, but I really boiled it for a while. I think at least a good 40 minutes. And I don't know if I overcooked it or undercooked it. Gabe thinks I undercooked it because when I was shredding it, he said it was still kind of pink. And here I am just taking the green beans out of this mix. I think frozen green beans taste like rubber. Let me know if you relate down below. So I took the green beans out of there, but as you can see in a few minutes, I'm going to try to shred up this chicken. And honestly, I don't know what was wrong with it. I'm just not good at chicken breast, but I'm amazing at chicken thighs. Like, give me a chicken thigh all day, girl, and I can cook you perfectly. But with these chicken breasts, every time I cook a chicken breast, I feel like it is tough. I feel like no matter what I do, it is tough and chewy. I don't know if I overcook it or undercook it. So maybe you guys can help me down below with some answers with that. But back to this. So these are the frozen vegetables mixing in with the onion. And as you can tell, you can see those herbs and spices have crisped up on the bottom of the pan, and whenever you scrape them off, they just come all together with the frozen vegetables, and it's absolutely amazing. So here I am taking my hand mixer to mix up the chicken, and Gabe thinks the chicken was raw still because it has a pink coloring to it. So I don't know if it was undercooked and that's why it wasn't shredding up, but I had a really hard time with shredding it up. But in the end, after a while, I put on a higher speed and it shredded up. But right there on the edge of the bowl, you can see the garlic. Y'all, the smashed garlic in the shredded chicken is where it is at. I am literally obsessed with that. Every time I boil chicken, I will do garlic cloves in it because, y'all, the flavor is unmatched. It's absolutely amazing. So I finally got all my chicken breast shredded up, and I went ahead and added in the veggies with the chicken. I left in the oil and everything just to add the extra flavor, and I like how it's kind of golden. If you can tell by my veggies, I wanted that crispy golden taste. Not a burnt taste, but more of like a cooked down taste. Because sometimes when you eat chicken pot pie, the inside is just the frozen vegetables mixed in it, and it has absolutely no flavor, and we didn't want that. We wanted a bougie chicken pot pie, okay? So we took our cream of chicken with herbs, which is 10 out of 10. Highly recommend get that because it just changes the flavor. It ups the flavor. with any recipe you do, if it calls for cream of chicken, just get the cream of chicken with herbs. It's amazing. So I went ahead and added that all in. I was scraping the edge of the pan to get everything out of there. And then I went ahead and started to mix up the mixture. Y'all, I could eat this with a dang spoon. I have never in my life cooked something with such good flavor. And you may be thinking, Drew, you are literally insane. This is a frozen bag of vegetables, 1 chicken breast, and canned cream of soup. Like, girl, this isn't even homemade. This is just not good. But y'all, the way the flavors mix together, I don't know if it was the seasonings, if it's the way that I cooked the vegetables, I don't know, but I was so proud of myself because this tasted so stinking good. So I went ahead and just mixed everything together, and something that I personally prefer for my pot pies is I like to have a thicker, more foodie inside, not so much a juicy, soupy inside. And so I only did 1 can of the cream of chicken, and honestly, it was perfect and just the perfect amount because it was like still thick. Look at that, y'all. That was so yum. And then I went ahead and seasoned it a little bit extra because I'm extra. So I did more of this Cajun seasoning, and I did more of the onion powder, and then I believe I did some pepper. Pepper is much needed in this recipe. I think this recipe needs all the pepper, and I do the super fine like black ground pepper. Yeah, there you go. There's a pepper, girl. We love us some pepper in this house, okay? I realized I didn't put any salt, but I think maybe the Creole seasoning and the onion powder was enough salt. And we just did a little mixy mix. We mixed everything up together. And y'all, I feel like I'm getting lightheaded from talking for so long. Like, I'm so focused right now and I'm talking for so long. I feel like I'm getting lightheaded. But I went ahead and mixed everything up. And then we got the deep dish pie crust. So this is from H-E-B. I think it's from the freezer section. And I just went ahead and shoveled everything in there. And y'all, the crust is absolutely so stinking easy. So all you're gonna need is a package of your croissant rolls. You could also use pie crust on the top, but I feel like this would give it just that buttery, homey style good flavor. And y'all, she did. She came through. She was so stinking yum. So you can take them apart and like pinch it around and make it look bougie. I just took 2 halves of them, so 4 croissants, put them on the top, and then I kind of pinched around the edges and just kind of push it into the pie. And y'all, the butter tasting grands made it so good. So I like the grands way more than I do the regular. The flavor, the flaky, how thick it is, y'all, she's thicker than a Snicker, and she's tasting so stinking good. I loved it. I didn't really worry about the slits on the top because you have to slit the top anyways. So here I am slitting the top, but I didn't really worry about the like croissant roll slits because I felt like it was gonna needed to be venting out anyways. And then I went ahead and stuck it in my oven. It was preheated at 425, and I believe it was in there for about 20 to 25 to maybe 30 minutes. I let the top get really crispy brown, and then I put some foil over the top so that way it wouldn't burn. But as the pie crust cooked, the edges did get burnt. But y'all, look at that beautiful chicken pot pie. Yes, I ate the crust right there. I shouldn't have. I should have waited till I took my picture for the gram, but I ate the edge right there because when you're making a pie, it's hard not to eat the edges, especially when they crumble off. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope this gives you an idea for dinner. This was so easy, super cheap, and we absolutely loved it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.